our daughter.
And the police don't care about it.
Please, people, wake up and get outraged.
Now, you guys, the parents of 14-year-old Aubrey Wu say that she has not been seen since January 10th. So this case takes place in Palmer Township, Pennsylvania, and the parents of Aubrey Wu feel like she might have been lured away from her home. So Aubrey's stepdad's name is John and her mother's name is Jade. And on the night of January 10th, they were surprised when they got a knock at the door from the police. And the police said that they were there to do a welfare check on their 14-year-old daughter, Aubrey. Which was strange because from what John and Jade are saying, Aubrey should have been up in her room.
Hold on. Mom and I are taking naps.
That's quite all right.
All right, hold on 1 second. Let me throw a light out
Thank
for
you
you.
very much.
Hey, Aubrey? Aubrey!
So that's when John and Jade realized Aubrey is gone. So from what Aubrey's family found out, there was this boy that she was dating. And the boy is claiming that he hadn't heard from Aubrey in almost 24 hours and he was extremely worried. So he's the person who begged his parents to call and do a welfare check on Aubrey. So from what I'm gathering, the reason why they didn't call the parents is because the parents didn't know about the boyfriend. So they realize Aubrey's not there. They go back and they check surveillance and they see that Aubrey slipped out through her bedroom window. And this was 3 hours prior to the police coming. Now, you guys, this case has a lot of twists and turns. There was a sighting of Aubrey that next day at a Wawa. And as you can see, she was extremely covered as if she didn't want anybody to see her. So her parents, they end up gaining access to her social medias. And y'all, that's when they realized Aubrey has another phone. So it turns out that Aubrey had the phone that her parents gave her, which had restrictions. But she had actually gotten another phone from another kid at school, and she would use the hotspot on her actual phone in order to access the burner phone. That way her parents couldn't see anything that she was actually doing. Now, y'all, the parents end up finding out who this boy is, and I'm not going to say his name because he is a minor. And right around this time is when the family starts to learn more shocking details. Aubrey had actually went to this boy's house. So not long after running away from home, she shows up at this boy's house. Now she's with an older woman in her 60s or 70s, and they're in a big black SUV. Now this older woman, she starts talking to this boy and his family, and she's like, look, y'all have to take Aubrey in. So this older woman is basically saying, I was out walking my dog when I saw Aubrey. Aubrey seemed like she was scared, like she was in trouble, so I took her in. And at some point in time, Aubrey told the woman to take her to her boyfriend's house. But the boyfriend's mom is like, no, we can't take Aubrey in. We can't have anything to do with this situation. So this strange woman then tells this boy, well, if you guys don't take Aubrey in, I'm going to take her out of state. So the picture that this woman was painting was Aubrey didn't want to go back home with her parents. And this woman did not want to put her back in a bad situation. Which, you guys, a lot of this is not making sense because at the end of the day, this is a 14-year-old child. So from what I'm gathering, that boy's mother ends up calling police and telling her about the interaction with this older woman and Aubrey. That's when police actually find out who this older woman is and they go to her home. But she tells police that right before they arrived at her house, Aubrey ran out the back door. Now, out the back door is a wooded area, and from what they're saying, Aubrey has not been seen since. Now, you guys, her mom and stepdad have been on social media every day trying to get attention to the situation. And this is some of the things that they had to say.
She has had a precipitous decline in her attitude, her social standing. Many of the girls tell us stories about catching or finding out that Aubrey was trying to get with their boyfriends. Essentially, it paints a picture that we have no idea about. But there is a theme through all of her close friends, which is they have, in their words, pulled back from her because they are very troubled by what they see.
So basically what her parents are saying is her friends and everybody saw that something was going on with her, so they started to retract from her and stop being so close to her. Now, her parents strongly feel that she is a victim of trafficking, and they feel like the people that last saw her know more. Now, that old woman that was last seen with Aubrey, who's saying that she ran out the back door, is said to be a very rich woman in that community. Not only that, from what I'm hearing, she lives only steps away from the high school. Now, is it a coincidence that she was out walking her dog when Aubrey ran away? Or did she meet Aubrey prior to this whole interaction and this whole thing was planned? Why would you say that you're taking somebody else's 14-year-old daughter out of state? Not only that, it's crazy that right when the police come to search for Aubrey at your home, you're saying that she went out the back door. Now, I know the parents are focused in on that boy that she was dating. But to be honest, y'all, I gotta say this. I know kids, I know teenagers, and I don't think this boy had anything to do with her disappearance. I think that maybe Aubrey had been telling him stuff in the weeks prior to her leaving. And I think that that's why he was so worried, because he probably knew that she was planning on leaving, but probably didn't think that she would actually go through with it. That's why when he noticed he hadn't talked to her, he begged his mom to do a welfare check. Now, my opinion in this case is I believe that Aubrey either met somebody online or she met that older woman prior to this whole situation going down. This older woman might have offered her a lot of money or a different life. And I honestly think that police need to zero in on that. Now, Aubrey could be already out the state by now, but her parents, they still need your help in trying to locate her. Now, y'all, if you have any information on the disappearance of 14-year-old Aubrey Wu, please contact police. As always, I will keep you guys updated as more information comes out. Comment below and let me know your thoughts.